So happy for us that we're finally doing this.
Yes, so happy.
Yes. I am. Can I tell you something?
Hmm.
I'm shocked that you haven't made fun of me yet for
You
having.
look a lot better than I do. I listen, the messy bun, the AirPods, in the background is just it's hilarious.
Nothing matters. I was just laughing at
No,
the microphone and headphone of it all. Like, what am I? DJ Skip? DJ
you're giving
Avicii?
you're just giving podcast host. You're giving the BFFs pods right now.
Aw, that's so nice of you to say. Well,
Okay.
I'm so glad that we're doing this. I'm so glad that we're getting started. Unfortunate chain of events that has led us here, really.
The most unfortunate of events that could have possibly happened
Yeah,
for our friendship.
I would say even the reason that we are friends
I
has led us
was
here
just gonna
today.
say, like the reason I probably became such close friends is because of this band that just means everything to us.
Correct, correct. This is an emergency pod due to the untimely death of our dearly beloved Liam Payne. R.I.P. Liam.
Oh, 1/5 of One Direction, and yes, I'm calling it 1/5 because Zayn, I consider him now back
No, I
since
would agree
they
with that.
signed their like the first post on the One Direction Instagram in years, and it was signed by Zayn. So
I
we're now
know,
back.
I know. Yeah. Did you see that they signed it like in um birth order from like oldest to youngest?
Oh no, I didn't notice. I didn't pay that much attention.
It's okay. I'm just insane.
It was so hard for me to see all these posts and just everything.
It
So I
is.
just like read them and then I was like, okay, immediately trauma blocked them right out of my brain. They came in and I bounced right back out because I just can't deal with this right now.
Right. Their posts have been so incredibly sad. Like I like don't even like I, when Zayn's post came out, I'm telling
I
you,
know,
I lost my goddamn mind.
I know, because Louis was first, and I thought his broke my heart just because he mentioned like he was going to take over as uncle for Bear, and I'm like, okay, you bring up the kid, it's over. And
Over.
like they were obviously like the closest and like have still been in communication like since the band's been ended. But then yeah, Zayn's post,
I can't. I can't. It was so incredibly emotional. I can't. And even like Louis has been consistently posting since then, like on his Instagram story and stuff. And to just like the how do you even explain? It's like we're so connected to these people parasocially. It's like the
it is.
parasocial connection of it all. Like I feel like I know them. I feel like I spent
Mhm.
so many years of my life dedicated to this band that was so important to me, and to see them in pain, in grieving, just like we are, except on a worse note.
Because they actually know them. They
Yeah,
know Liam, and we're like, no, we just
is actually like painful.
it is. It is because I think that I mean, they all talked about it and they all hoped that like one day they would like get back together, whether that was like actually
Right.
performing and singing and like producing music, or if it was just writing music for with each other, like just for other people or for themselves as like solo artists, or if they were going to get together and have that like sit down tell all that we
Yeah.
all desperately wanted and deserved, absolutely deserved. But
Yes.
it's just it's very sad because I mean they're just I mean he was only 31. That's so sad. He had like the whole like so many years to go.
I
Could have had
know.
another 70. He could have had another 70 years.
I think that's the worst part of it all too, because we all knew that this day would come, but like we thought it would come when we're well into our
Hmm.
retiree elderly years, you know?
Yeah.
To
Like
have
when
it
we
come
had
when I'm
yeah.
24 years old. I'm sorry,
Like
what?
I was so ready for you and I to be like sitting on the porch as like grandmas and being like, "Oh my God," and having our grand like daughters come over and be like, "Why are you guys so upset?"
Yeah,
Well, they're on to whoever the band will be, and one time we are grandmas, but we'd be like, you don't get it. This is the only reason we're friends.
exactly. Yes.
Started. This is what's keeping us together is One Direction.
Yes. It
Yeah,
starts and ends with One Direction.
I know we're no longer friends because Liam died.
We're no longer friends. We're strictly podcast hosts. Thank you very much. I will
Yeah,
not be taking questions at this time.
no.
Have you had anyone in your life like reach out to you or like ask you questions about it?
Um, Only a couple people, but I mean, when I saw my parents this weekend, my mom was like, "What is wrong?" She could tell something was wrong, and I was like, "Did you see Liam dying?" Because my parents were way up north, where there's no like connection or whatever. And you know my parents, you know that they are strangely into social.
Oh
Like they
yeah.
are just they know everything that's going on in the world. But they were like, I know. And they like genuinely felt sorry for me. And I was like, at least I don't have to explain myself to you guys because
Yeah.
I can't. But yeah, I've talked about it with a bunch of people. It's so, so sad.
It's so sad. I know. I like when you say like it's so hard to explain to people, that definitely was my experience. Like I I went to work and a couple of my work friends like know that I'm very much a fan of Harry Styles specifically.
Hmm.
And I think they know, but I've been kind of keeping it under wraps how much of a fan I am.
Yeah.
They only recently discovered that I have a full size cardboard cutout of Harry Styles, and
They
they
don't know about
love
your
it.
Twitter updates.
No, no, they don't because the entire time I've worked there, like Harry's been on vacation, like fucking no
Oh,
show, no album, no anything. So I hardly have to keep up with anything right now. And I'm really afraid for when the day comes that I have to manage my Twitter updates so that I'm not in a meeting and I get like spammed by every single thing that he's doing,
I didn't
which
even
might be
think
an
about
embarrassing
that.
thing to say out loud, but
I haven't even, yeah, because he has been on vacation. Oh my God, that's you're gonna get
I
so
know.
many
I know. I
coming
think
from it.
my work friends are actually going to think I'm insane.
Yeah, because you follow so many accounts, and the accounts that you follow, they every second they just,
Anytime he's spotted, I know about it. Like genuinely, when we were having this conversation, all of us talking about Liam dying and stuff and how sad I was.
yeah.
I had a coworker literally, what did she say? She was like, "Yeah, what's Harry been up to? Like, I know he's done like a couple movies and like whatever, but what's he up to?" And I was like, "Oh, well, he's been vacationing in Italy. He was just seen at Paris Fashion Week. Like, he's been busy. He's an uncle now." And I thought, the look on her face when I said those things, I was like, "Oh, I forgot. You're not someone who knows how deep in I am."
Exposed myself.
I know.
Oh
And
my,
my mom asked the same thing a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "Yeah, here's his exact location from where he was, 2 weeks ago, the last time he was spotted." Which, okay, I want to clarify, this is not me stalking. This is me keeping up. Everyone else does the stalking for me.
I was just gonna say, I think you're stalker by proxy, or like
Yeah,
an accomplice to stalking.
yeah. Truly a stalker in a Gypsy Rose Blanchard kind of way. And it's by proxy, all right? Sorry, I
Oh
didn't mean
my
that.
God. Let's not bring Gypsy into this.
Let's not.
She doesn't deserve the spotlight. Right now, it's Liam's time.
It
Gypsy had her
is.
time a couple months ago.
And she did. What
We've
did she
moved
do
on
with it? I haven't heard about her in a while.
because she got canceled for God knows what. But it's
Oh,
over.
well,
She's done.
it's over.
Although I did see last thing I'm going to say since you brought her, I saw today on a post that she said that she's upset her mom will never get to meet her daughter.
Gypsy. Gypsy. I'm Gypsy. I
And I'm like, this is just how she wasn't media trained. She just was released and she just was thrown to the wolves and she did not know. Oh my God, I can't.
Gypsy, I could go into a 4-hour consult on everything you just said. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's it. That's all I just wanted to say since you brought up zero. Let me just we need to laugh before we get into the more sad stuff. But
Yeah, you're so
yeah,
true.
in
You're so
case
true. You're so true. You're cute jeans.
you're Eugene.
Oh my gosh. Well, Emily, speaking on such topics, the first topic, the most important topic of the day for us today, I have a question to ask you.
Okay.
How has the last week of your life been being a recovering fake Liam girl?
Okay. For those who aren't a part of the fangirl culture, back in our day, middle school, we've been friends for
Too long. 10
more than
years?
10 years. I was gonna say, I don't remember
A
10,
decade?
20,
12
more than,
years?
I
A
was
bake
gonna say 12 years.
a baker's dozen, if you will.
Okay, whatever. But since then, we have been, like we said, we bonded over One Direction. And back in those days, if you were claimed yourself as a Harry girl, because obviously Harry was the most attractive, he just was the most talented, he had it all. But you were basic as fuck if
Agreed.
you said you were a Harry girl. Same with 5 Seconds Summer. If you were a Luke girl, you were basic. Same with, I'm sure I could, if you just claim to be that's your favorite, you're basic. So I unfortunately said that Liam was my favorite. Why? I mean, he was attractive. He
Yeah.
was. He had tattoos. We know I'm into that.
Yeah.
He had just like, he did have the star power. For what it's worth, Liam was a star. He had the star power. He had the ego. He had
Yes.
it all. He had that. So
I would concur with that thought.
I'll take it. I couldn't say I was a Nile girl. It's fine. It's fine. Those who knew me knew that I was Nile, but out in the world of Wattpad and Twitter, I had to be a Liam girl because I couldn't be shown as basic. Heaven forbid I was basic.
No, you couldn't. That was like social suicide in the day.
And same with Macy, who couldn't say she was a Liam or a Harry girl. So
So true. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Yes, this is true. So not only was Emily a victim to this complex as well, I was. I was deeply a closeted Harry girl, and it took a long time before I was ready to announce to the world that I was a Harry girl. But I was a profoundly strong Louis girl. Like I was not backing down. He was mine. That was my
yep.
member. Like he was everything to me. And you know what? Sometimes I look back and I stand by it. Like
Yeah.
I still kind of am a Louis girl. Now,
Yeah.
please don't ask me about his music since One Direction. I know limited tunes. I know I'm a bad fan. I'm a bad fan. I'll say it all day. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's a little bit my fault. It's not my fault.
He was a great songwriter. He wrote all the songs for One Direction that are bitchin'.
Oh yeah. Are you kidding?
Absolutely bitchin'.
Yes, he's got credits on everything that you're into.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you
So
doubt me, look it up. Look it up.
if you think I'm just trying to justify Macy being the Louis girl, you're wrong.
Yeah,
Because go look at all of the most popular and like just the most best written One Direction songs. Louis had his nose in it.
he
So
was there.
I was Emily May Pancakes, and you know what? I'll stand by it because until everything that came out about what of a interesting person he was. But back then,
Back then,
I was young, he was young. They were like what? Children
children.
when they all started, and we were less than children.
Yes. No, legitimately, Harry was what, 16 when he auditioned for the X Factor, and he was the youngest one.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
think about that. When I was
because yeah,
16, I still shared a room with my little sister.
and then they broke up when they were our age, right? They were
Yeah.
like 23, 24. That's crazy.
They
That's
were,
so wild.
you want to know something even crazier? To put it in perspective, they were only a band for 5 years.
I
Actually, less
know.
than
I
like
know. I think
mid
about that sometimes too.
2010 to mid 2015 ish. And they released 5 albums in 5 years.
Because Made in the AM came out
2015.
2015. So that was no, was that eighth grade or freshman year?
Freshman year.
I wanted, okay, I was gonna say I couldn't remember if they were still together when we were in high school or not. I don't remember.
Yeah, they released Take Me Home 6th grade, Midnight Memories 7th grade, 4 8th grade, Made in the AM freshman year.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. Because there was a bigger gap between four and maybe. Okay.
Yeah. And don't
They all
ask me
come
about Up All
together.
Night.
Oh, we don't care what. I know that was elementary school because I know on the bus to elementary school, What Makes You Beautiful was just obviously, obviously.
Yes.
I know, but yeah, we're we're One Direction stands, but Up All Night, don't ask. Just a couple of the popular ones, I know, but the rest, I don't
I
know.
don't. I really don't. And
Like
that's okay.
in the store, Taken, she played Taken, and I was like, ugh, yikes.
Cringe. But
I
there's
can't go.
there's like a sense of appreciation for that album, but I just it's not One
I can't.
Direction.
No, I can't go from hearing Made in the AM songs to then that. I'm like
No.
that difference in puberty is just crazy to me. And like age, it's just I can't. It's such a sharp contrast.
Yeah.
It's
No, I agree with you. That being
but
said, the actual song Up All Night, I will jam to
oh,
all day long.
we know, yes, I have a deep infatuation for Up All Night, the song, but the
Yes.
album,
Not so much.
that's okay.
That's okay. Okay. Anyway, circling back to the Stromboli, I would love
Yes,
to talk about presents with you today and the
I don't
glory
know if I
days
can.
of
Oh,
Emily May pancakes. My number one question being, why? Why did it stop?
the real question should be why did it begin? Listen, Wattpad was just absolutely everything to me. I've always been a reader, but Wattpad was just, it's not really reading, but it is.
But it is.
Oh
Hey,
my God.
okay, think about this. The After series, 100 chapters per book, chapters per book. And we were reading that shit night and day. We were waiting for the next chapters to release like every day.
Damn straight.
We were there.
Facts.
Now, do I like to brag about that? Depends on the audience.
Depends on the audience, because the girls who get it know that the fan fiction is better than the books and movies, then they know.
Would you ever read the
Because
book?
no. Now, if it was on audiobook for my like free platform, sure. Because why not?
Yeah.
Just to be like, what's the difference? But to act like those books are thick and to read them, no. I can't see the name Harden. I can't
Yeah.
read that. I
Harden
can't read or
was a rough choice, to be honest with you. I feel like you could have gone in
yeah.
a very different direction. I mean, like I've grown accustomed to it now, and it's fine for the movies, but I don't love it.
Like even his name is Hero. Like I would have accepted that. Like just made him his name or like Henry.
Yeah.
No other H names are really sticking out to me.
But you know
Or if
what?
you just like called him by H, I know that's what Harry goes by.
Oh,
But just be like, this is his like chosen name, H. Like I've been like,
H.
that's hot. He's sexy. He's different. He's unique. He's
Yes.
but
Yes.
Harden, I'm like, that's not a name, and
No.
I can't. But yeah,
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And actually, now that you say that, like just saying H is like kind of a slay.
yeah,
Like I like that.
because I know that's what Harry goes by, but like,
Right.
you can't say that that's like off of him.
That
You
was,
can't.
yeah. That was another thing though, how Harry signed his like thing on his Instagram. He signed it Harry instead of H. Like,
I
please
know.
slay my heart, break it right in half, eat it
And
for
then
dinner.
Niall signed his Nyler. I was like, oh my God.
It's crazy. It's a crazy.
Yeah, Niall's post also really, really hurt me my feelings. I was like, this was really, really sad to read, and how he like unpinned all of his like on tour posts to have that like be up the top. I was like,
Yeah, no, I cannot imagine how he's feeling right now, just
I
being the last one to
know,
see him. And like he said in the post, like not knowing that that goodbye hug was his goodbye hug.
Yeah, it was like that. Zayn's post being like, we never got a chance to like make up because I believe that they never did.
I do too.
You can't convince me otherwise. And then Louis being like, I was the closest, just they're at the closeness of that. And then Harry, I think Harry was just absolutely just if he's on vacation, he's like absolutely dumbfounded that this happened.
Yeah.
I'm sure he had no clue.
No.
Obviously, none of them did, but
Right.
like Harry was the most like out of it at the moment. Like Zayn's also going on tour, or I
Oh,
see that
did you
he's.
see that he postponed it?
I did see that. I was, yeah.
I don't blame him.
I know. I don't know how
Yeah.
Niall's continuing, especially if he's still in Argentina. When, what else? I don't know.
I don't think he is in Argentina. I know that that was like the last show of his tour, so at least he's
Okay.
done
Okay.
touring.
Oh, okay. Good. Oh,
But
good. I didn't know that. Okay.
yeah, I
Good.
can't even imagine if he was still touring. That would be awful. Like
Okay.
awful.
Good. Awful. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes me feel better because yeah, that's
Right.
okay. Good. Good.
Yeah. No, thank
That
God.
solved that pain on my chest.
Yeah.
My
No,
God.
what the secret, like one of the worst parts about this to me, and when I say worst parts, I'm being dramatic. I don't mean it's the worst, but it's the worst
Mhm.
for my excited heart,
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
that it was so incredibly rumored that Harry was going to come out with a single on the 18th
Hmm.
and was going to release it and all that stuff. So, like, if that's true, like, obviously it's not the most important part of the situation. However,
No.
like, that sucks. Like,
Hmm.
literally the day before you were going to release your first lead single off your next era
Hmm.
and your beloved bandmate dies
I
an
know.
unexpected death.
Hmm. Because then, yeah, you can't post about
No,
it,
you
or
can't.
you can't release it. You can't do anything. Same, yeah,
No,
same with like Zayn and Niall touring. Like, what you can't continue. You can't celebrate your own success
no,
because your bandmate just died unexpectedly, and like, what are you gonna do? You can't do that. So, yeah,
exactly.
it's just sad because they're all like thriving. Right?
It's
Yeah.
so sad. So,
Oh,
so, so, so sad.
I think the worst part for me is I saw someone made a post about this. It was like Liam's never known privacy since he was like 14. And I'm like, and like up until like literally one of his like pictures of like his like body were like post on TMZ. I'm like,
How
that's
awful.
absolutely disgusting and crazy. Cause yeah, how do you not go crazy when you don't have privacy since you were a child? Like
Right.
that's crazy. No wonder.
I know. I know. The circumstances of his death are so tragic to me. And like the
Mm-hmm.
fact that he never got that privacy or felt that he had enough support around him to like make a positive change in his life. And he was never
Mm-hmm.
afforded the opportunity to do that because
Mm-hmm.
now it just sucks because like the world got to see the results of you making like a lot of mistakes all and
Yeah.
bad things happening to you all up in a row and like that's what you're known for now. Like I just
Mm-hmm.
don't, I have a really hard time accepting that because he
Mm-hmm.
was such a part of such a big thing for all of us that
Mm-hmm.
like if he is known for the actions leading up to his death and all those other things, like that is so heartbreaking
Yeah. It is.
and
It is because
wrong.
it's just sad for everybody involved. Like Maya,
Yeah,
it's sad for her. It's sad for Cheryl and their son together.
right.
Is that how like she found out? Is that how like Bear found out? I mean, he's 7. I mean, kids are kids. Like he could easily find that on the news. It went everywhere. I went for a walk and then you texted me and like the posts were everywhere. Like I'm sure if he was like at school, like is that
Oh
I
my
don't know.
God.
I don't know.
Yeah. I can't
Like
even
is that how
imagine.
you find out that your dad is dead? Like that's awful. That's awful. Is that how his Liam's parents found out? Like,
I think it is because his sister just put out a statement being like, "Hey, please give us our privacy." Like, blah blah blah. I don't remember exactly what she said, but it was her like hinting towards the fact that they found out from like TMZ or whoever online news post. It's Kobe all over again. It's
hmm,
absolutely disgusting.
yeah, no,
Now,
it's
if we get another world pandemic after this, I'm gonna have suspicions. I'm gonna need to talk to somebody up there.
oh my God, I can't go back. I can't.
No, I'm throwing
Zoom only
hands.
for the Zoom only for the podcast. No other Zooms may happen. I can't. I can't do it. I mean, I work from home,
Worldwide
so that's
Zoom.
fine. But like everything else, Zoom, no, I can't do
Yeah.
it. I
Oh
like
my
going out
God.
to restaurants. Going out to one tomorrow. I can't not have to. Not if people get sick. Me
Right.
get sick. I always get
No,
sick. I don't need another sick.
this is true. Yeah. How are you holding up? Have you gotten your flu shot this year?
I did get my flu shot because they come into work and have the clinic.
Proud of you.
And yeah, so I have the flu shot. Feeling good. Don't know. I still might do another COVID booster. We'll see. We'll see where Liam
Yeah.
takes me. But
Hey,
yeah,
why not?
yeah.
So happy for you that you're on top of your health. I personally have been getting emails from my healthcare provider being like, "Hey, it's time for your wellness visit."
Oh yeah, I just kept getting those too. So then I just had to schedule mine. But yeah, because otherwise I can't
What's
get my headache meds. But yeah,
what's crazy to
it's
me is
tough.
like I don't think I've had a wellness visit in 5 years.
No, mine, yeah, same with the one I had last year to finally get like um some meds for my headaches. Like, yeah, it would have been since high school since they forced you to.
Yeah.
Like, no, college, your health did not exist
No.
whatsoever.
I don't
You
think
were
I
sick
had
constantly.
health.
I definitely did not. The living conditions we were living in, no.
No.
Everyone's sick in college with who knows what,
Everything. The mumps.
everything.
Yeah. So I don't know what about now makes it time for my annual wellness visit.
It could. He was like, okay, her mental health is bad because of Liam. In the direction as we know
Yeah.
it. Let's Her physical health has got to crumble at some point. Let's
The
get
my
her in.
chart automatic
Yes.
text system is worried about me.
Let's pretend. Let's pretend that they care about the whole triangle, your whole health triangle, your
Yes.
mental, physical, and spiritual well being. Let's pretend that they care.
Thank you. Thank you, my chart. You're
No,
doing
because
great,
when,
sweetie.
yeah, since Liam, like that, just the stress, like I've gotten some headaches since then. Like it's true. It's just sad.
It is. Can I ask you another question?
Sure.
Have you cried yet?
I did cry. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode when his dad leaves him. You know, you know. That always triggers the cry. And
Ugh.
then and then on the drive home I listened to One Direction and that just like made me really sad.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to listen to just Liam's song. I do like a couple of his. I haven't been able to listen to that. But
Right.
no, listening to the I did cry. I'm just like it was just such a huge part of my life and just like such a strong like comfort to them. It's just hard
Yeah.
to be like just I don't know to like let it go, and it's hard because of like we obviously know like Liam like he was not a great person. He did awful things, but like no one deserves to go out that way and have like have everyone find out that way. Like
I agree.
just it's just the balancing of both of those things that it's like oh my god I can't. It's just too much.
It's too much. It's too much. I know I had my first cry on the way home from work today. Like true cry. I would say I like
Yeah,
teared up or
yeah,
like I don't know. I've very much been in denial. Like it just hasn't
same.
like I haven't even listened to One Direction until today and it's what 4 days later, 5 days later. Like
Yeah,
I
almost.
couldn't. I couldn't.
Hmm.
And then Walking in the Wind came on in the car and I was like, "Oh, it's time."
No, that's what got me where it's like and I'll see your face again.
Please. Please
Let's stop.
spare
Let's
me.
stop. Spare me.
Spare
Spare
me.
me. I know. So yeah, I haven't had like a full like sob session, but I'm sure when the funeral happens, that's when it'll happen.
Good point. Good
I
point.
think I need to see like physical evidence because that's just how it, even for people who've passed, like it doesn't really hit me until like I'm at the funeral and then I see and then I'm like, oh, this is real. This is we're back to reality. We're not just like there's no justifying it anymore. There's
Right.
no like bargaining anymore. Like this is real. So I think the funeral and just everybody there, the boys being there. Oh,
That's what I think is going to kill me is like obviously if they do go to the funeral, and I say if, but I mean when they go to the
Mm-hmm.
funeral and they show up together and you if there's any video or photograph evidence of them like leaning on each other at all, I think I actually might lose my mind. Like and I mean that this time. Like I'm gonna need a padded room,
Mm-hmm.
preferably in pink, maybe with some posters in it, just to make me feel better with This Is Us playing in the background. Like I will be gone.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never see
I
me again.
I know you'll never see me
You'll
again
never see
either.
me again.
I'll be in the room next to you.
Literally. We'll just knock.
Except
Let me
mine will be like
in.
that. Mine, yours is gonna be padded. Mine's gonna be like the acupuncture like beds, where it's all like nails, and if you lay evenly on it, it's supposed to like.
You
That's
just
gonna
see
be my
Emily
room.
suspended.
Be laying on a bed of nails, just be like, I need to feel something, anything.
I
No,
think mine will not only be padded, but it'll have those like whatever the do you know the chairs that go upside down for people with back issues? It'll be like me upside down all day.
no, I'm gonna have like oven mitts like taped around my wrist, and like, yeah, I just, oh no, it's gonna be so
Insane.
sad, and like, it's gonna be like kind of like Matthew Perry's funeral, where I'm sure there's gonna be like aerial photographs of them and
Oh,
stuff too. You know, unless they make it more like, I don't know. His privacy has already been completely disregarded, so I'm sure his funeral won't be any different, unfortunately.
I would agree with that, and I really, if any directioners are listening right now, don't go.
Oh
It's
my
not for
God.
you.
Oh my God.
It's not for
Please,
you.
please do not go.
Do not go. You see this? This is the starting point where it says do not pass go. Do not. It's not
No,
for
like
you.
that's they've already had to deal with that when they were in the bands, like the crowds and all that stuff. That's crazy. This is the one time where it needs to be friends and family, like only, just
Let
respect
it
that.
be.
Dude, if you crowd this, oh my God.
I actually lose all respect for you if you crowd that man's funeral.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Stand by it.
We can all like be together. That's what the good part of social media is supposed to be. We can all be there for each other.
Exactly. We don't have to be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not physically there.
No, no.
Um, you talk about your fan fight or fan fiction writing experience. I had to talk about mine. You talk about yours.
Okay,
I
we'll
see that's the
we'll
first one.
we'll circle back.
She wrote a Louis fan fiction.
Ah!
Because again, we had to put on a front. We had to be cool, unique, and different, even though we were the most basic
We were the most
ever.
basic. At the time, it was a crime, though.
I know it was.
Now I don't care. I'll be basic. I'll be basic all
Yeah.
day.
Well, Harry's so huge now, like outside of One Direction. Like that's only like
So
a
true.
little blip in his biography. Like that's he's he's well shot. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
different now.
Insane to even think about.
Oh,
You know what's really funny?
mm.
Guess how I'm holding up my microphone right now?
How?
Mm-hmm.
On a This Is Us DVD.
You mean my stolen This Is Us DVD from you that is now mine?
Or the new Barbie Princess and the Popper DVD that I found.
My 79-cent copy. No, unfortunately, it's worse than that.
Oh.
It is a tissue box from Target that is shaped like a phone. And I keep wanting to pick it up and be like, ring ring. Hello.
Hello. You've
But I
called
won't.
part-time ear candy. How may we help you?
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
There
No, that sounds like a sex line. Okay.
okay.
Worse things.
There are worse things.
There are worse
I'd do it
things.
for extra money. We're not.
Yeah. All right. Well, I would like to go deeper into our Wattpad experience.
Okay.
Okay. So, Emily, how did you hear about Wattpad?
I think from you. I don't remember.
Mm.
I think. all of us girls were on it, all for different reasons.
True.
But for because you and I were like One Direction, and then we branched out when
Yeah.
like obviously more things were happening. But then the other girls were like strictly MadCon, which
Yep.
I then later got into. We all did.
Whew.
But yeah, I don't really remember how it started. I specifically remember reading it in seventh grade because that's how I would say I was reading my books. And then I had to read out loud to my seventh grade teacher, and that's when I got it banned for us from school. So I am
Amazing.
I am to blame for that. Not that we ever really stopped. It was just banned as a lot of shit happens in school where they say it's banned,
Right.
but it still happens. But yeah, so
Yeah, that's so fair. I very much remember my first Wattpad experience. I was watching a YouTuber by the name of Andrew Lau, and
mm,
he was reading parts of After Out Loud. Now, if you don't recognize
oh,
Andrew Lau, like from the top of your mind, he's the one who did the reaction videos to like Midnight Memories was his biggest one. I think he did one for four of like the whole album coming out. And he decided to react to After. And that's when I discovered what After was.
okay, that's fair.
Yeah, in the like secretly in love with every member of One Direction, hormonal 13-year-old girl that I was, said, "Oh my god, there's
Hmm.
sex in this book about Harry Styles. I'm gonna read it."
Yeah, I see. I don't have a strong memory like that. I don't remember a lot of things. I like remember certain things, but I remember reading after for sure. I remember the stream scene,
The stream scene, I think, changed our lives.
and then the sheet
The sheets, the stream
as
scene,
evidence.
the when he was tearing apart the house and was out by the pool and
Mm.
she was the only one who could calm him down when he set the house on fire.
Really set us up for failure, being like, "Yeah, this Todd, I can change him mentality." Anna Todd, screw you.
Imaginator 1D, get lost.
What? Oh God.
No, reading that book actually is like kind of insane. Like I reread it, what was that, 2 or 3 years ago now? Like in
Yeah.
college, just to like reread it. And I've reread it before, but I haven't reread
Hmm.
it as an adult who like had already gone through and was going through the age that she was in those books.
Hmm.
The things she was doing
I
as a
know.
freshman in college.
The things that all of them were doing, and like the things that they were setting up, and like the
Yes.
games, the bets. What school
What?
did you go to? What is going on?
Yes. And you're telling me Harry Styles was a frat boy who
Yeah.
lived at the frat and had his own private room upstairs with books?
Was that frat boy Harry era or no? Did she predict that? That
I
it's
don't know when she started it, but yes, question mark. Because Frat Boy Harry was like what, end of 2012 through 2013, 2014
yeah, that
ish,
was
and
their frat
then
era.
and then it
Because it was
begins
Midnight
Long Hair
Memories.
Harry. Yeah.
Oh, it was? Or was
No,
that
like after that was Long Hair Harry.
okay, yes. Because I was gonna say Midnight Memories is very frat to me.
Yes.
Very frat
That
boy
is
energy
the,
in
yeah,
the best
Frat
way
Boy album.
possible. Okay,
Correct.
okay.
So you know what? Maybe
Yes, I
she
remember.
did predict it depending on when she started the series. Because by the time we got to it, she was already on book three. I don't know where in book three she
No, I
was.
remember. Yes, I remember. We didn't start. Yes, because we were waiting for book three to update. Can you
Or
imagine
did.
waiting for like book one to update? That's crazy.
No, that is crazy. I know, I was just trying to think. Did we start when she was already at book three, or was she finishing two?
I can picture the original covers
I was
with.
just going to say the same thing. The original covers go
I can.
crazy.
They go crazy, and I can picture them. I think it was only, at least for me. Maybe you started because but I only remember having to wait for book three to update. I don't remember
Yeah.
having to wait for book two to update.
I can't definitively say that I remember waiting for book two to update, so I can for three.
Yes,
So I
I
will
remember
agree
because
with
we
you
waited
there.
so long for the ending, and then we were like, "Wow, that was such a freaking disappointment."
Yeah. No, book three, the ending was actually so trash. Anna Todd, if you're seeing this, I hope you rewrote the ending for the books because the ending
Oh,
was bad.
maybe I should see if I can get the audiobook and just listen to the final chapter of
Yeah.
book three. Well, because of the movies, like, is that how? What do you? God, the movies are so.
One of the original covers. That's not even like the original
I
original
remember like the
cover.
Twilight. I remember like the Twilight version ones.
Where she had like the people who
Yes,
played.
yeah, I
I wish
remember
I could
that
show you
too.
better, but my ring light is really not doing me justice.
Oh my
Bro.
God, Trevor, fucking Trevor.
Fucking Trevor! Wait, this is crazy. I had
Oh
to see it. I
no,
don't even
that's
think that that's like the original either. Like I swear there was one before that.
God. Maybe she willed frat boy them into frat boys. Maybe they read it because obviously they read it, or
I
at
think
least
if they
parts of
haven't,
it.
I was gonna say if they haven't read it, they've read parts of it.
Like no way, no way. You are a horny, crazy
No,
like pop star, and you're not reading what us girls think of you.
right? No, I know for we know for sure that Liam has at least seen the movies. Not to bring it back to Liam, but R.I.P.
Oh
This episode's for you.
God, this episode is for you.
So, what sparked your interest in writing a fan fiction? And how do you think you got to 20 chapters?
Oh, listen, I it was just basically I've always just been a do it for the plot kind of person. I just like I said, thank God I missed growing up with TikTok because I know for a fact our group would have made thousands of them
The most
at
awful
that age,
TikToks.
the most awful TikToks at that age. So I am just so blessed to say that we skirted that because I thank God we don't have to look back at those and we don't have to know that that's out into the universe. Now,
Right.
if my out into the universe social media of it all is I wrote fan fiction, period. Because you know what? Our friend did too, and she actually did really well and was super popular. So
I was just gonna
you know
say,
what?
our friend growing up, she really went after it and like was fully. I think she finished an entire book of fan fiction and like had kind of a following for a while.
She did.
I don't remember who
So
it was based on though. Do you remember who it was based
it
on?
was like the Agents of Shield, like Marvel, whatever. If that was a show,
Oh,
or I think it was a show, and she like extended it like further and stuff. So it wasn't like our fan fiction. That was basically just like porn, but reading based on people that we thought we could ever get with. You
yeah.
know, it would be like you have schizophrenia and 5 seconds of summer kidnaps you. Yeah, that's what I read.
Yeah.
Or like the my favorite one, like the God, which I forgot the name of. I've never been able to reread because I think
Baby
she
doll.
deleted. No, that was no, that one was really bad. No,
PSA
the
I
one
hate
that
you.
oh, okay, I reread that thousands of times. That I still stand by.
PSA
No,
hate you is a good one.
the Luke Hemmings one that was like based on another or a Cinderella story, like the um
Oh.
original one, the Hilary Duff and Chad Michael Murray one. It was like based. It was that plot, but it was like Luke and this girl in school. Oh, I
Oh.
loved that one. I loved it so much. But
Yeah.
yeah, that obviously, yeah, and then all the Harry ones.
Yeah. I was gonna say I
Ashton, Irwin, Cameron
oh,
Dallas.
so
Oh,
good. So good. I don't know if I ever read a fan fiction that wasn't a One Direction fan fiction. I had a lot of
really?
friends who read like Hayes Greer fan fiction or yeah, Cameron Dallas, Nash Greer,
hmm
whatever. My friends were not Nash people, they were Hayes people. Um yeah. Let me I have Wattpad on my phone right here. I
I
can
was gonna
fact check
say
myself.
I read One Direction, 5 Seconds of Summer, and Cameron Dallas. I think that's all that I read.
I maybe had one 5 seconds of summer one, but I don't know if I ever finished it.
You know, a shame. I wonder if anyone wrote an Alex from Target fan fiction because I remember that day vividly. That is a inside out core memory stuffed up
Yes.
here. Is Alex Target, all of us girls fighting over him in German class, being like, "I saw him first. I know I did."
And
No,
looking
you
back, the most basic boy you've ever seen with a red shirt on, checking you out at Target. How
and
did
like
this go viral?
And
How
like
did
the
this man
most
got on Ellen? Ellen! Not that everyone didn't get on Ellen, but this man
and
got on Ellen!
and that was the power of the fangirls. And I stand by that. We are the
Yes.
reason that people got famous and just had the little, oh my God.
Women
I
run the
remember that
world.
day vividly. And I remember like that picture was not even a good picture and like just all the edits on it. And then people trying to, oh my God.
You know what actually I think is worse than Alex from Target?
Hmm.
Damn, Daniel. Back at it again with the white vans.
Yeah,
Why?
I don't
As
know.
as an active Vine user at the time, when was that ever funny? It wasn't funny then.
No,
It's not funny now.
no. When like old vines come up on my TikTok, I'm like, a lot of these don't hold up. Some of them do.
Yeah.
Some of them do, but a lot of them, no. But it's okay. Humor evolves. Things are,
So fair.
it's okay.
So fair.
But yeah, no, I remember Alex from Target vividly, and I wonder if anyone wrote.
There
Someone had
definitely
to.
is Alex from
Someone,
Target fan fiction.
someone had to.
Yeah.
God, I wonder
Okay.
what he's doing now.
Me too.
Do you think he's still working at Target?
No, I bet you he lives out in LA and is like burnt through all of his money. We could Google this, but I don't want to know.
Do you think he's like, yeah, like a like still trying to be like an influencer? Do you think he's doing like Instagram ads for like protein powder? Like that's all that I can
Hmm.
imagine he's doing.
Yeah, that's so fair. He's like promoting Sugar Bear hair. Like he's just not. He's the next James Charles.
Oh God, I would love. You know what? No, I don't want to spoil it.
Sister from Target.
I'm just imagining the best for Alex from
I know.
Target.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to Google it. I want Alex from Target to be a moment in the sun.
Yeah.
And that's all he needs to be for me.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna list some fan fiction. You tell me if you've read it.
Okay.
Baby doll.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
after
Obviously.
two.
Yeah.
After three.
Uh, Brings up a good point. We read these also when they were titled after two, after three.
And after three.
They were not called. I don't even know.
After we
Like,
fell.
yep, all that
After we
nonsense.
collided. I don't even know the other ones.
Yuck. But yes, read those three.
Did you ever read before?
No.
I didn't either.
Mm,
To be honest with
no.
you, I don't think I want to because the first book is all from her perspective, and then the second book is when you get Harry's perspective. And I just don't know
Hmm.
if I care about hearing Harry's perspective in the first
Mm-mm.
book because you know
Neither.
how awful he was?
He, oh, the worst. Absolute worst.
I mean, he was
Absolute
awful throughout the
worst.
whole thing, but like,
Really, in
so bad.
the
Yes.
first book, and then like the ending of second into three.
The ending of the second
No,
book, I think,
actually,
actually might be the worst.
maybe he's worse than the second book now that I think about it.
I'm
Isn't
trying to
that when
think.
he like,
It's so hard because they went back and forth so much that I genuinely like can't remember the bad things that happened back and forth. Like I remember
true,
the end of the
there's too
first book.
much.
The end of the first book is like she finds out about the bet,
Hmm.
and by that point they're already living together. Side note,
Hmm.
this is her second semester of freshman
No,
year. She just moves out of the dorms and into this apartment with this guy that she just met who's not nice to her. Why was
oh,
that our dream?
why is it still my dream?
Yeah, no, literally. Come rescue me. Give me the Beat Boys, save my soul. I like can't. Like thinking about it, okay, so it ends the book with the bet, her finding out, the sheets,
Hmm.
whatever. And then from there, what? She goes back to her mom's house, freaks out, is depressed.
Yeah, I remember, and also the second book is then when they try again, and then she's
Yeah.
trying to get an apartment in Seattle, and then he ruins that for her.
Yes, Seattle was happening at the same time because Seattle is where they get back together for the first time since then, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
And then
so
she
it's like
gets. I'm like, I can't even think of the timeline. There's too many timelines in that whole
there's
series,
there's too many awful things that he does
right?
that I'm
There's
like, it's
like,
hard to remember which the book it is, but I remember,
yeah,
yeah, I remember the apartment stuff in book two, and I remember he,
the Natalie stuff is like its own thing in book two.
yeah, fucking Trevor.
Fucking Trevor when Trevor's
Like,
around.
quit, yeah, because he's like, you're cheating on me.
Right. Yeah.
And is that also, or is it book three? Why do I feel like it was book two where she finds out she can't have kids?
I thought that was just before the wedding in London. Because that's like near the end-ish, I thought.
Yeah.
Because that was like one of the big things that like his reaction was so awful that it like
Because I
really
remember like
actually.
she read it when he like she found his like manuscript or whatever. I remember she read it, but I feel like she
You're
found out she
right.
couldn't have kids in book two. And he was like, no, like I don't care, but like, oh.
But now I can't have kids. I didn't even
And
want
she
them, but now I can't have them. Yeah. There's a lot of awful things. Find out
okay,
for
let's just keep
yourself. I
yeah.
encourage, I
We,
implore you all to go find out for yourselves. But
we could talk for hours about this
yes, we could
dude.
talk
So
about
let's just
after
move
all day
on.
long. It's such a pivotal point in time. But let's continue on to our list here.
Yes, yeah.
Did you ever read Heartbeat?
Yes, that's where she can't speak, right?
Um, I'm double checking that info right now.
I can picture the cover. It's like,
Yes,
yeah, she can't speak. Yep,
she's been
that was a
mute
really good
for
one.
6 years.
Yep, that was a really good. I liked that one.
That
That
one
was pretty
is.
good.
I wonder if that one holds up. I would love to know.
Yeah, I've never tried to reread that one actually. I don't know.
Yeah.
That probably does.
Did you ever read Psychotic?
No, I tried to, and I know you recommend. I no, I never read it.
That was the only dark one I ever read. That one was literally. Do you remember the premise of that one? It was like
Mm-mm.
the 50s, and Harry was stuck in a mental ward, and whoever the main girl is was like his aide or whatever, and they fall in
Hmm.
love and they break out. There's two books in it. I don't know what the second one is called. But yeah, that's the book.
No,
Wouldn't recommend now. It probably does not hold up.
kind of.
Hilarious premise
Oh,
though.
yeah.
Here's the only Niall fan fiction I ever read, Intrepid. And I did not know how to pronounce it at the time, so it was always Intrepid.
No, I don't think so. That doesn't sound familiar.
That one's a good one too. Did you ever read Motel 6?
No, that was the Zane one. Or no, that was Niall. Was it
That was
Niall?
Niall, yeah.
Yes, I did read Motel 6. I did read that one. Yes.
I like vaguely remember that one, but I couldn't tell you any details about it.
Why do I feel like they like I know I can like I yeah, it's somewhere in here, but I don't know
Yeah.
where. But I remember like I can picture the cover. I don't
Okay.
remember what it's about, but I know I read
I know you read P.S. I Hate You and P.S. I Hate You Too, which also, how come that one hasn't been like brought to movies? You know how
it.
successful those were?
That would be a great movie too, a great rom-com. Like
Yes.
that would be a great rom-com. Just the
Yes.
first one. Don't the second one,
Don't worry about the second one.
don't worry about the second one.
But the
Because
first
yeah,
one, so
the
good.
first
And the casting of it all, it was supposed to be Harry Styles and Selena Gomez. Like, hot couple, babe.
very hot couple. Very, very hot couple.
Get them on the
Yeah,
scene.
you could have Hero Finns Tiffin be that again and then just cast a better girl.
Yeah, agreed.
No
So,
shade, no hate, but sorry, girl, um you were not my Tessa, but
but our hearts go out to you.
our hearts go out to you, and I hope you're doing well, but you were not my Tessa.
Hashtag not my Tessa. Okay,
But
did
yeah,
you ever read Camouflage?
no,
I know that sounds like a book that I would not read, but
yeah, no,
I remember loving it.
I remember that being on like the popular list and being like, no, oh my god.
Yeah, it won a what is this award called?
Well, yeah, what were those? I can picture the little
The
awards from those.
Waddies. It's a 2014 The Waddies winner. One of the first.
Oh
I
my
would have to
god,
say if it's 2014. Yeah, this might be all the ones that I like really read that are still available that I can like actively be like,
I was gonna
yeah.
say there's probably so many that are not like
So
because
many
I
that have
remember
been deleted offline.
yeah the last time I tried to like go on Wattpad just to I think it was to reread after that like I tried to look for some like I said the Luke Hemmings one the
Yeah.
Cinderella story like I've never been able to find again and just like this stuff so
So
that's why
sad.
I keep mine up because like we need to remember that what if I
I
had readers that I
know.
didn't know about like it's
I
just
know. Do you
funny
want me
to
to
like look
check how
back
many reads yours has?
no please I can't
Yours has more chapters than mine, so I bet it has way more views or
Yeah,
whatever
again,
they
talk
would
about
say.
yours. Mine was called Presents, and yours was called what? Say that into that mic. Say it into the mic with pride.
Mine was called Shattered. Very dramatic, dramatic for what the story really was, but whatever. Okay,
Oh.
Presents. Presents is the name of Emily's solo fan fiction. It has 633 reads in 19 parts. In the total time it takes to read it, estimates at 38 minutes 9 seconds. So, I would like to read the description.
No, please do not. Please don't.
Emily
Because
is a
I don't even.
girl who nobody notices. She doesn't fit in with society. And I don't want to fit in. Do you see this hat? This hat is
Yeah, I am pretty sure the creators of Riverdale wrote that my fiction and then entered that mine in.
They're one of the
Oh
633 views. She
God.
doesn't
No, but
act or look like anyone else in her eyes. She feels like no one big dot 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 failure. Can Harry change that? Now it's Natalie's, Niles, Macy's, and Harry's turn to feel the pain she feels. After dot dot. After what, Emily? After what?
too dark of a theme for this podcast. And next.
Okay, going to my podcast or my podcast. Whoa, wrong platform, Macy. Okay, looking back on Shattered by me. Okay, so I have 6 chapters total. I think only the first chapter is actually visible online anymore. I feel like years ago I went back and was like, "Oh, I'm privating this."
Oh,
So
lame.
I know it is kind of lame, but I have 444 views. Angel number
Nice.
444. And there are 6 parts, and the total time estimated to read it is 15 minutes, 6 seconds.
Bathroom read, if you will.
Ew.
No, you have to read your description. If you
I
read
don't know
mine,
if you
that's
guys
not.
want me to.
Girl, I don't give a flying F. You haven't read mine. You have
Okay,
to read yours.
here's the description for my 13-year-old fanfiction.
Yes, I
Louis,
want to premise this. This was 10 years ago. This was 10 years
yeah,
ago.
my
We were
username
in a
was
much.
still Macy May 16. If you could see, I'll show you my profile in a second. It's hilarious. Okay, the description reads Louis Tomlinson is the class clown at Whitewaters High School. Every girl adores him. He's funny, he's the star player on the soccer team, and he's got the bluest eyes you've ever seen. But he's got a dark side. No one ever has been able to break his layer of protection. What if you penetrated those walls?
Oh,
You can just tell that Macy really was reading some nice YA novels at this time.
but I'm saying you can tell that
Um,
we were influenced by the you can fix him energy so
I'm,
early.
yes, I'm 90% sure you probably aided me in putting the phrase, what if you penetrated those walls?
And do not throw me into the bus.
There's
The
no
person who
one in my
loves me.
life, no one in my life more who would have made me use that word, and I think you know this. I think it's rude. The erasure of your influence
What can I
is
say?
lost upon me. You cannot get rid of the depths of my mind.
What can I say? I'm a very
You're very what?
sex positive queen. That's all that matters.
I love your phrasing, Emily. I love it.
At least I didn't say, can you guide his member and fix it?
Oh my god. Keep it
Member has got to be the
PG.
worst.
Member actually might be the worst way to say wiener in my eyes.
Oh, for sure.
If you're using
Oh.
the word member, you ain't a member.
Or the close second for me is length. I'm like,
right now. That.
And those aren't even just in Wattpad. Those are in all like the books like are for our age now and stuff too. They all use those. I'm like, can you not just say it? Can you just
Yeah.
please say it? Like,
Just say penis, even. Like,
oh
I would take the anatomical word over
yeah,
anything like that. Say schlong, and I would, like, respect you more. Like, I can't.
for sure.
For
Absolutely,
sure.
absolutely.
Ugh. Well, I'm really upset. And by upset, I mean very grateful that our fan fictions never took off. Because I don't think that's our outlet. I don't think that's our creative
No,
outlet.
no, I don't think anyone needs to read my thoughts. They
No.
can maybe listen to them. I
Right.
am who I am. I love what I
Hey,
love.
I love it. This is a piece of you that I will cherish forever.
Mhm. God, all my books are I can fix some energy. God,
We're just such
I need
fixers.
I need to touch wood. I need, but yeah, no, I can say some of mine were about the plot. I mean, they all weren't like After was very like sex forward, but like some of them were just more of just like making out and like
Yeah,
some things. They
I
weren't
would
necessarily
say,
like having sex all the time.
right, I would say a lot of them actually were like for writing. Like the amount of good
Yeah,
writing that you
yeah, for
experience for
sure.
free on that app was like kind
Yes,
of crazy.
it was.
Hmm.
And you know what? They were probably, I would hope, also if they were our age, they, you know, were writing things that they would knew about.
Yeah.
And I think Imaginator 1D was just older than her audience slightly.
Yeah.
And that's
That's so
okay.
fair. That's okay. Because you
Because
know what?
that's not
Look
her
what she
fault.
gave us.
Look what she gave us, and that's not her fault. She didn't know that we were all crazy.
Yeah.
She
I
didn't
mean,
know how
she
deep
might have.
she might have. She might have.
But
That's not her
regardless,
fault.
I'm grateful.
It was a good book. It was
Grateful
a good
to have
series.
experienced it in real time.
Great writing, awful relationship to like to love and support, but
Yeah. And that's okay.
at the time you didn't know any better. What,
Yeah.
13? I don't know.
I
You
don't
don't
know.
know.
You don't know.
Okay.
You
You
don't know.
don't know. Okay.
Well, Emily, we have 8 minutes left to record. I'm thinking,
You just tell a story.
yeah, what story would we like to tell today?
I think we should tell a story of when we were in Germany. And again, this was peak One Direction time. We were in seventh grade.
Yes.
And we made a remix to one of the most beloved songs that was on the Take Me Home yearbook edition.
I like it. I like it, Picasso. Okay, so let's set the scene. Okay?
Okay.
It
Okay.
is a fully 13-year-old. God, 13 is just a number today. A fully 13-year-old Emily and Macy and our other friend, let's call her Gina.
Okay.
And the three of us are in this hotel room
Mm-hmm.
alone, unsupervised. There's no adult in there with us. It's just the three of us.
There was no supervision on our Germany trip.
In this German hotel room. We don't speak any German. You should know this about us. I might have taken it from kindergarten through my senior year of high school. I don't know a lick of German. Please don't ask me any questions. Thank you. We decide it's late one night.
Okay.
We're giggling like a bunch of idiots. We're overtired. We're in a foreign country. We have no
We have to get up
concept.
bright and early the next day to go sightseeing.
Bright and early. And let this be announced to you, listener. I was the only one with my own bed. Emily and Gina were sharing a bed that night. And so they are off the wall hysteric laughing, and I'm sitting over on my phone also laughing, but like not nearly as crazy as they
No,
are.
it was like you were on the other side of the room. Your bed was like up against that wall, and then in like Europe, they have like they're like a double bed situation, but it's like you're single next to each other. It was one of those, so it
Yes.
wasn't like sharing a bed now where it's like you're literally like could be spooning at any moment. You would have slept with cracks if we tried to
Yeah.
spoon. But again, we were yes, when you're sharing that close to the intimate space, you could go more. But then you just hear Macy over there. The room is dark, no lights are on. You could just hear
You could hear me from across the room start singing She's Not Afraid
it. Mm-hmm.
by One Direction.
Hmm.
And really, really unfortunately or fortunately, at this
Yeah.
time, we were obsessed. We had just found out what queefing was. And so when you're that young, you're in middle school, you got a
Yeah.
song stuck in your head, you got a new word that you just learned.
Yeah.
It's everything to you. And so I just start singing, she's not afraid of all the attention. She's not afraid of queefing loud. How come she's so afraid of Febreze?
Oh,
And
yeah,
from
that
there,
song,
it just stems into more. It just
it just kept going. We just kept adding lyrics and lyrics
it
because
was amazing.
Gina was also a One Directioner, but I feel like not as much as we were.
No, she was a
But
MagCon
because
girly at heart.
she was, but because it was us three, same age, same class, like it was us three on this trip, and us three were here.
Yes,
So she had to become a Directioner by proxy. So yeah,
right.
I don't think she knew like the lyrics to the She's Not Afraid,
Even
but
better.
she knew our lyrics, and that's fine. And I hope if she hears it that she's like, oh my God, this takes me back.
Oh my god, the queefing song. She's not afraid to
The Queefy
queef.
song. She's not afraid to queef and loud in public, and that's okay. Good for her.
Exactly. Do you remember
You
how
know,
it started? Like, I'm trying to remember what the words were.
I just remember, yeah, she's not afraid of all the attention.
She
She's
sneaks
not
out in the middle of
afraid.
the night, yeah. Tight dress with the top cut low. Oh, she's addicted to the
Did you
feeling
the
of
feeling?
letting go. Oh, oh.
Let it go.
She walks in and the room just smells up, but she doesn't want anyone to know that I'm
Like
the
it
only
just,
one.
yeah.
Oh, what was the word after
I
that?
don't know who gets to take her.
That I'm
I
the
don't
only
remember.
one who gets to hear that whole oh, oh. Hear that
I hope
whole.
that's, I hope that's just your new rendition. I hope.
You know, I really hope those also weren't the lyrics, but amazing if they were.
But
Anyway,
yeah,
an
it was
entire song
just
dedicated to queefing, set to the tone of She's Not Afraid. She's not afraid of queefing loud. How come she's
good
so
for her.
afraid of Febreze? So good.
And good for her.
We've
Because then
never
our friend,
been.
many, many, many years later, only a couple years ago, he officially announced his running for a national party for queefing. And you know what?
You're
I
right.
think our song would be his like song, that
I
his
think so
fight song.
too. He's for
And
women and for
he's
queefing.
he is. And I can't think of anybody I'd rather vote for.
If he ran under the National Party for queefing, I'd vote.
Yeah.
I'd send in that ballot early.
But yeah, you're right. We learned a new word. Thought it was hilarious because again, you're in middle school. Everything's
Yeah,
hilarious. Not that everything
exactly.
still isn't hilarious, but
I would agree. I would concur.
like we knew queefing, but I don't think we really knew queefing. If
No.
that makes
No, we definitely didn't.
sense.
But that was the best part, was that we did
And
it.
I
We were so
was,
stupid. It was fine.
yeah. And I hope everybody heard us in that German hotel, and they just were like, you know what, they're having a good time. I wonder what
Yeah.
they're singing about.
We love those girls.
We love them. They hated us, but that's okay.
And
I
that's
always
okay.
hated me too.
Yeah. Oh
All
my
right.
gosh. Well, I can't believe we finally did this. Upset at the circumstances, I would like to dedicate this album. This album. I actually can't talk. I would like to dedicate this podcast to Liam Payne and everyone in his family and all the
Hmm.
girls out there who are feeling the way we are tonight. Salute.
Hmm.
Take a drink, take a shot for Liam, pour one out.
Yep.
Um,
Do whatever you need to do.
RIP. Do whatever you got to do to get through this.
Yep. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm sure
Right,
more is to come.
right.
People are
Watch This
already
Is
just.
Us, extended cut. It's okay.
Hmm.
It's our time to heal.
Hmm. I
So,
agree.
thank you all so much for listening. I
Thank
can't wait
you.
to hear you next time on Part Time Air Candy.
Yay.
Yay!